We're back here on the Hunter Call the Wild, and today the Scopes and Crosshairs DLC was released on all 3 platforms and is now out. It is $4.99 US, and it really is a great pack, but it comes with an update. And today we're going to go over the patch notes so that you guys know exactly what is going on with the game and what has changed and what has been fixed. Now guys, let me know in the comments what you think of the new scopes. And somewhere in the video I'm going to share a key phrase. Drop that in the comments for your chance to win a 1-month membership to the channel. We're going to dive right into it. Okay, so it reads here, take aim with Scopes and Crosshairs pack. Master long-range hunting with new precision scopes and a customizable reticle system designed for superior accuracy. Gain more control over your equipment and be prepared for any possibility. This is the Scopes and Crosshairs pack. The Angler 4 8x100 night vision rifle scope, the Hermes 3 7x33 handgun/shotgun scope, and the Odin 4 12x33 rifle scope. 5 new customizable reticles, duplex, center cross, mil dot 2, reticle crosscut, target dot, and chevron. And if you would like to see a comparison of the new scopes with the original scopes, here is the link to that video, and I will leave it in the description below. So the new DLC is now out on Steam, Epic Games Store, PlayStation, Xbox, and the Windows Store. New and improved FoxPro X360. We've teamed up with FoxPro to bring exciting upgrades to the remote collar available in the Ambusher pack released last year. With the new FoxPro X360, you will gain access to 2 new unique features. Fox Fusion. This enables you to simultaneously lure 2 animals in. Fox Bang immediately ceases all calls upon detecting a loud noise. This option is toggleable. So basically, if you do already own the Ambusher DLC, this will get upgraded. The electronic collar will get upgraded for free with this update. And the changes are basically that you can now enable it to call in 2 animals at the same time. And what the Fox Bang is that when you take a shot, the calls will cease, they will stop, and you will have to turn them on again when you want to use them again. So that is pretty cool. September update patch notes. Today we also released a free patch adding reticle customization and various animal animation improvements for all players among multiple bug fixes. To swap a reticle, go to your storage, choose a scope you want to change, and click the customize button. So here are the reticles. It is $4,500 to change to a different reticle. So it is not cheap, but very cool to be able to have all of these choices. So when you have one you would like to select, just click here to apply, and that reticle is now on that scope until you change it again. Now let's dive into the details, new features, and improvements. All telescopic scopes can now have their reticles customized. Reticles from previously existing scopes are available to everyone to customize. Additional new reticles are available in the Scopes DLC package. Changing the scope's crosshair will affect that particular scope when mounted on any weapon. Changing reticles costs 4,500 Hunter bucks. Japanese and simplified Chinese text localizations are now available in the Xbox and PlayStation versions of the game. New or updated items will now be initially highlighted in the store menu at the cache to make it easier to find them. Point of interest icons have been adjusted to improve consistency and clarity. And I really like this change because it really distinguishes tents and tripods from lookout towers and outposts. So I think that's very cool. And here's a change that I think you guys will love. The 577/450 black powder rounds used by the Gandhir rifle have been revised to be considered ethical when shooting class 9 animals. So it now covers class 4 to 9 instead of classes 4 to 8 as before. Developers notes, it's time for a tiger hunt. So you can now use the Gandhir on class 9 animals. We've removed the Picatinny rail and rear sight from the Caversham 12 gauge shotguns to improve sight picture and visibility when aiming with the bead sight. We've adjusted the Picatinny rail and scope positioning on the Rangemaster M1 Iwaniak and Solikin MN1890 rifle types. Due to the implementation of new systems required to make reticles and scopes swappable, all weapons have had their accuracy at various zeroing ranges with their different scopes and sights reviewed and updated. Developers notes, hopefully we've got everything, but please let us know if any of the guns aren't as accurate as they used to be. Okay, sounds awesome to me. Some entertaining phrases will now appear in the bottom right corner of the screen during loading. Developers notes: if you happen to find yourself in a scenario where the game freezes during loading, please include the phrase that was on screen when the issue occurred when reporting the issue. We've comprehensively restructured how the game handles audio data to improve stability and consistency. And I have absolutely noticed some new sounds in the game, and they sound awesome, especially black bears. Like, wow. We've changed the colors used for players in multiplayer to make it easier to differentiate between them. Cool, that's awesome. Multiple animation improvements for several animals were added. They will now move more naturally. This change affects the following animals: alligator, moose, bears, Cape buffalo, European rabbit, raccoon, wild boar, all deers, Cape buffalo, Basset ibex, puma, and snow leopard. We'll definitely have to check out all of those species. Okay, bug fixes! Under gameplay, animals should no longer appear out of thin air when exiting a structure, such as a tripod. So if you were using that method to get your tar to show up in their zone, not gonna be able to do that anymore. Under audio, if a player walks through several bushes all at once, the bush rustling sound effect will now stop correctly instead of continuing to play. Raining sounds on the shooting range in Hirschfelden will no longer persist when the weather changes. Under equipment, we fixed an issue where the antler rattler was not held correctly. Improvements were made to the accuracy of bows when using the bright side rangefinder sight with different zeroing settings. The 410 birdshot rounds will no longer stop traveling after 75 meters. A minor visual issue on the 454 revolver was fixed. We've adjusted ballistics on 9.3 by 74R polymer tip bullets to improve their accuracy at 150 meters. We fixed the orientation of the lettering on the cylinder of the Vasquez Cyclone 45. Developers notes: special thanks to the one person who cared enough about this gun to report this a while ago. This one's for you, Neutron619. An issue with the reloading animation of the Hudzik 50 when crouching was fixed. We've addressed several issues with third-person animations on various shotguns. The iron sight on the King 470 DB will now reflect the current zeroing range correctly. We fixed an issue with the texture on the chamber of the 7mm Regent rifles. Iron sight alignment on the Virant 22LR was fixed. We fixed the ladder sight on the Gantier rifle to use the correct zeroing settings again. Fixed an issue where weapons would appear to be endlessly reloading when viewed in third person if the player carrying the weapon was knocked out and respawned while reloading. Crouching or going prone with the Rolston 45 no longer causes issues with the camera. If a player does not have any ranks of the Lightning Hands perk, reloading the Tsurugi LRR 338 will no longer cause issues with the camera. The Red Raptor reflex sight can now be used with the Rhino 454 as intended. We fixed an issue with the reload animation on the Coleman 22H. We've addressed an issue where the audio for firing a Zarza or Arzina rifle might be out of sync when firing the last round in the magazine. Under dogs, players cannot command their dogs while in outposts anymore. Developers notes: the good boys and gals would not respond anyway. Under animals, animals should be better at turning now, which makes them less likely to run into the water. Well, that's good. We fixed an issue with the Bengal tiger's idle animation. European rabbits will no longer fly away if shot while trying to enter their warrens. Developers notes: we've clipped their wings for good. I didn't even know that was an issue. Bengal tigers will no longer look away from the player just before mauling them. Developers notes: maintaining eye contact is important. We fixed an issue with Merriam Turkey's feathers not rendering properly. Under character, unconscious players will no longer visibly blink. Developers notes: that was just too creepy. Under multiplayer, we fixed an issue that made all animals less reactive to certain players in multiplayer. We've resolved a problem where players using the Windows Store edition of our game couldn't join their friends' multiplayer games by way of invitations, even when those friends were also on the Windows Store version. We fixed an issue that previously stopped players using the Windows Store version of the game from inviting their friends also on the Windows Store version to join multiplayer games if the server was hosted by someone using either the Epic Games Store or Steam version. We fixed a crash that could occasionally occasionally happen on Xbox when joining voice chat in multiplayer after previously having the application suspended. Under missions, rotating the map will now correctly progress the objective during the Something Wicked This Way Comes mission on Mississippi Acres. Under UI, when switching to true score on the harvest screen while X-ray view is enabled, this view will now zoom in on the antlers again. We fixed an issue where downloadable content menu did not update frequently enough on Xbox and PlayStation. We've removed a confusing controller disconnected message that would appear on PlayStation after switching profiles. Rotating mission items while inspecting them should be smoother now. Recently purchased DLCs will no longer show up in the recommended DLC list. Under customization, the customization item formerly known as Christmas Red Laminate Wood was renamed to Christmas Red Carbon Fiber to reflect the fact that it looks like carbon fiber. Good call. Under system, when launching the game during installation on a console, players will now receive a warning pop-up indicating that the game is still installing and that only limited content is available. For Xbox users with a large number of achievements, we've resolved a problem where the autosave function could occasionally stop working upon loading into a reserve. We've made additional improvements to memory management to improve game stability. We've fixed a crash that could happen when attempting to fire a bow at a shooting range without any arrows loaded. We've addressed an issue where the game could unexpectedly crash if a player using the Windows Store version signed out of their profile while playing the game. Happy hunting. So there you have it, guys. Those are all of the changes that come with today's update. And if you did enjoy the video, splat that like button. If you are new to the channel, for more videos just like this, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And I'm gonna recommend that you watch this video next.